Hi crew, welcome back to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local light worker, and I'm very happy to have you here. Welcome, blessed souls. So, in this video, I'm actually going to focus on the current energies of the new moon in Cancer. This is the first new moon that we've been having following the eclipse corridor we just left behind, and I'm getting a sense through my meditations and through my daily spiritual practice that there are some higher order energies playing out with this beautiful new moon in one of the most nurturing signs of the zodiac, Cancer. Coincidentally, Cancer is also ruled by the moon. So I feel that there is an amplified lunar energy in the air. It's making some of us quite tired, quite sleepy, but this is only because a lot of the things and the energies and the downloads that have transpired from the beginning of 2020 into our collective consciousness, I feel that at the moment are being integrated. So a wave of new ideas, solutions, and inspired strategies, if you like to call them, for how to live our lives are now being integrated with our memories, with our emotions, and with our subconscious tensions. So you might have been feeling in this period almost as if there is a slight conflict between your mind and your heart, or like you need to rest a lot in spite of the fact that you feel excited about doing lots and lots of different things. There is a push and pull dynamic here between wanting to achieve a lot and wanting to rest and integrate and, take a step back. This is similar to the movement of the crab. Cancer is representing the crab. And we do know that a crab, in order to advance, it advances on the sideways and it moves one step forward, 2 steps back. Slowly and steadily, by having this push and pull dynamic internalized within itself, the crab makes its way from the seashore to the higher planes of the beach. So I feel that this energy permeates very clearly through this new moon in Cancer. And by the way, it's taking place on the 20th of July for those of you that appreciate dates. So make sure to start off a list of intentions. New moons are traditionally excellent times to get down to controlling your affirmations. Create your own affirmations, collect a range of affirmations from your spiritual leaders, maybe go into a meditation and try to see what downloads are coming through. Or you can do some guided meditations. There are a lot available on YouTube, and I have a couple of them on my other channel, Spiritual Soulscapes. So if you feel a little bit uninspired, make sure to check my other channel for some additional affirmation inspiration, if you want to call it like that. So everything you need is down in the description box below. So I wanted to begin this video with a meditation and a little prayer. I have summoned in the space of this reading Goddess Lunar. She is the one that presides over the sign of Cancer, and she is the one whose energies I work with the most. The beautiful cycles of the nature. She actually marks as well our diet, our periods if you're a woman, so the cycle of the menstruation, but also fertility cycles and our moods and the way in which we process emotions and we nostalgically reflect upon the past. So Goddess Luna is here. In addition, Goddess Nyx, the goddess of the night, is here as well. And the angel Leliel. Leliel is the angel of the night. So all of these beautiful nocturnal, feminine, darkly fertile energies are here within this reading. And I'm going to get in a second into the pick a card, where I give you 4 options to choose from to see how the next 6 months are going to pan out for you if you decide to buckle down and work with this gorgeous new moon in Cancer energy. I have selected here green as the colors of these energies. We have here fluorite, amazonite, and this is a beautiful jade angel, and clear quartz. Clear quartz is meant to cleanse the space and to give us new energy so that we can let go of the past, we can appreciate what we have accomplished so far, pat ourselves on the back for all that job well done, and we can set off on a new adventure. maybe create new relationships, maybe bring a fresh insight or influx of energy into our financial area of life, into our love and relational area of life, potentially even on the path of our spiritual development. So I'm getting a lot of green energy at the moment, and this is the color of the heart chakra. So I do feel that for a lot of us, the energy of this new moon in Cancer, I was this close to saying eclipse, the energy still linger on in the air, but no, it's a new moon in Cancer, without an eclipse, without the lunar or solar eclipse interference. We are still reeling from that energy. We're still processing and integrating them. So be gentle with yourself in this period. Allow yourself a lot of time and a lot of space to let go, to cleanse, to sleep, to rest. Wherever you can, carve out some me time. And then once you replenished your cup, similar to the Ace of Cups energy, you are ready to give to others as well. So let's see right now what your pick a card options are. Sending you so much love and blasting you with so much light. Bye. Hello Group 1, welcome to your reading. This is going to be your new moon in Cancer reading. I've tried to tap into the energy of the current lunar cycle to try to see what the next 6 months are going to bring you. So this is for those of you that were drawn to the Good Tarot. I have purposefully selected 4 decks that have a green theme to them, a green feeling, because I feel that the new moon in Cancer is bringing us a lot of new heart chakra energy. For a lot of us, the heart chakra is opening up, so we are becoming more self-loving, and thereby we are able to open up to others more easily. And I feel like a lot of relationships are coming in at this time. So let's find out. I will pull from this deck, and then I also pre-selected some oracle cards for you to try to give you some additional messages that maybe help you with your affirmations at the time, because as we all know, new moons are excellent for setting new intentions and for creating a list of affirmations that you can carry through in the corresponding 6 months. So until the full moon in Capricorn, that's going to take place in January. Okay, guys? So let's find out. What messages do I have for Group 1? What messages do I have for Group 1? We have the 9 of Fire. And then we have the 8 of Water. I feel like for a lot of you, the period that just passed, potentially the eclipse corridor, involved you having to stand your ground through some really, really difficult situations. These could have been some challenging situations regarding your relationship with your parents, with your family, the one that you have created, but also the one where you originate from. I feel that you were on the brink of losing hope. And I think that what saved you was the decision to walk away. You decided to emotionally disengage for your own safety, for your own peace of mind, and for your own emotional stability. I think that you guys took a very brave mental health decision to just completely tune out from the toxicity of the people around you. This could have been as well walking away from a non-lucrative work arrangement. Maybe you were not happy in your job was making you feel drained, unhappy, even bogged down, or potentially you had a very tough boss or somebody in a position of higher authority than your own in that job role, and you were just sick and tired of being constantly challenged or criticized or demeaned. So you maintained your ground boldly for a long period of time, but then something gave way. So I do think that for those of you that are not vibing with this situation, I feel that at the moment you are making the decision to walk away. take it as it applies, because as we all know, time is not really linear. So for some of you, this is a situation that you've just left. For others of you, you're about to leave it, okay? But I do feel that here with the 9 of fire, completing a cycle, and the 8 of cups, standing in your power, because 8 is the number of power, 9 is the number of completion. So with these two energies, in two of the most heart-based and emotionally infused spiritual decks in the tarot. So we have here fire, which is about the spirit, which is about action. And we have here water. This is a lot about retention. It is a lot about the flow of energy, right? About feeling our way through life rather than thinking or planning or strategizing. So seeing how you are so passionate at the moment and so much in your feelings, you have decided to act on that. You've decided to act on your feelings, or you're just about to act on your feelings, okay? Take it as it applies, guys. So I do feel that there is a sense of levity with you, in spite of the fact that, yes, this was difficult. I'm trying to kind of find the best words to describe this energy, because indeed it was difficult. I am not undermining at all what you've been through. But I feel that at the same time, the moment when you have made this decision, or if you're about to make this decision, I feel that it's going to bring you peace of mind. Let me pull some more cards to find out. So what is coming up next? Yeah, exactly. So we got the transformation card. This is the equivalent of the death card in the good tarot. So you guys are going through a massive transformation at the moment, and it requires you getting deep into your feelings. If you have been this person that functioned for a very long time from a very logical mind frame, it's really, really important to let go. Let go of all the planning, let go of all the doubting and second guessing and strategizing. It's really, really important to connect with what do you want to do and what are you feeling about the situation. If it doesn't feel good, release it. Something better awaits for you. There's always something better awaiting you on the other side, in another location, in a new situation, in a new relationship with another person. So never feel that you are trapped by circumstances to leave, only to live, actually, not leave. I'm kind of flowing with the energy of you about to leave something. You can live very well in different circumstances. So that's basically the core of this message. Never think that you don't have options. And yes, while it is very sad to leave something after you've put a lot of effort in holding your fort, holding ground, at the same time, it's healthy for you, for your heart, to let it go, Open the chest, take all the resources and riches that you require to move forward, not to stagnate in this toxic relationship, environment, career, course of study, and even in a community that might have turned very toxic. That could be your family, an extended family, your kin, or your neighborhood as well. So you're transforming. So don't be afraid, my darlings, you're transforming. This is meant to be, it's meant to happen. We have here a major arcana. And do you see how this beautiful girl, she's kind of like at the beginning of life, right? She's trying to make sense of what is happening. And she's holding in her palm some ashes. It looks like everything that she has around her is kind of on the verge of materializing, but it's not yet there. It feels almost as if it could slip through her fingers. But what is happening at the moment is that the phoenix bird is gathering its ashes and preparing to transform itself from her hands, her tiny hands, right? So this is all about finding the strength within to get this phoenix bird to reignite itself within you. You might be covered in ashes at the moment. You might feel like you're covering yourself in ashes if you make this decision and if you walk away. But don't dwell in the grief. Understand that the grief is just one part of the process of you embarking on a wonderful new adventure. You're transforming your life, and it's all for the better. And we have here the 7 of fire, okay? So this might make you feel a little bit defensive because you might be feeling vulnerable as you're making this transition, as you're letting go of the work, of the course of study, of the toxic relationship in which you might have been. This could also be a toxic mindset or an obsessive mindset. I think that some of you are also letting go of an addiction, and congratulations, you know, I'm so proud of you. If nobody else is telling you this, I'm here to let you know, I'm very proud of you for standing tall, standing strong in your self-worth and saying no more, you know, this addiction is no longer controlling my life. And you have here 7 of fire, which kind of shows that you might be feeling a bit defensive. You might want to raise a wall around you to protect other people from seeing how vulnerable you are at the moment. You might need a lot of tender, loving care at the moment. So make sure to give yourself plenty of that. And if you're raising a wall, that's perfectly fine. You do you, boo, okay? You do what you need to do to make yourself survive through this transition. But know that it's happening for the best and that you don't need to hold your wall too high up so that nobody can actually peek inside and see whether you're okay, whether they can connect with you. So this is a careful balance between, yes, you're a bit vulnerable because you're mid-phoenixizing, you're mid-transformation. Yes, this is happening for your greater good. Yes, you will have many, many options. I'm here to bless you as well and blast you with light during this transition. But just make sure that you don't keep the world at arm's length, okay? That you don't put a stick between you and the world and fight whoever else is trying to come your way. Because there might be people coming your way to give you resources. There might be people coming your way to hug you and give you a kiss, you know, and to support you financially, materially, physically, in whichever way you need to be supported at the moment. And keep in mind that being vulnerable is just part of the transition. This is not a weakness. The weakness was you remaining and continuing to fight for something that turned negative and toxic and was just depleting you of energy. But you've let go of that. And I'm so proud of you. So for some of you, you are midway in this process. You're already there, phoenixizing at the moment. So be gentle with yourself, okay? Allow other people to help you, but also take time for yourself, as much alone time as you need. For others, this is what the next 6 months are going to be about. So starting with the new moon in Cancer, the awareness of the fact that you live in a toxic place is going to come up, or you're in a toxic relationship, or you're in a toxic relationship of domination and subordination where you are not allowed to grow. And then you're going to make the decision to follow your heart and leave it all behind because something better awaits for you. So you're just going to get on your boat and leave to calmer shores. So let's see what additional oracle cards I have for you. This is such an empowering message. I'm so happy. I began the reading feeling a little bit apprehensive, but now I'm already feeling so much lighter. Wow, beautiful energy. Ha! This is so great. So we have here regeneration or regeneration. How beautiful do these two cards fit together, okay? And you saw me shuffle, so there's nothing, you know, everything is transparent here. There's nothing coated behind the scenes. So we have here the death card and the regeneration card. So again, another metaphor. Out of all the scorched earth from the ground that was parched by lava, you see this gorgeous tree emerging. This is a lot about having to balance your mental side with your more earthy, more passionate side. So you're actually learning the ropes of what it means to genuinely combine your logical mindset with your intuition. And I'm so happy for you. You know, we're in this together. I'm on this journey myself. So I'm really, really happy to see that you guys are also advancing on this path, okay? So we also have here, it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. So some of you could be Scorpios, or some of you could be leaving relationships with Scorpios. You could have been in a situation that was very Scorpio ruled. So maybe you have a very strong transit of Pluto in your first house of self-identity, or in your fourth house of home and roots, or potentially in your seventh house of long-term relationships, love, marriage, commitment. And some of you, you might be having this very strong Pluto and Capricorn transit at the moment in your 10th house, which is ruled by Capricorn, and it is all about professionalism, right? It's about how you come across to other people, the legacy that you leave behind in this world. So it's really, really important in this period to be gentle with yourself, to understand that your vulnerabilities are actually helping shape you at the moment. It's natural to feel a little bit weak, almost like a calf that was just born. You know, you're kind of finding your ground because you've pressed the reset button on your life, or you're about to do it. It will make you slightly vulnerable, but as I said, place yourself in a new environment, in a new situation where you can make almost like a sanctuary for yourself, where you can rest, where you can take it very slow and easy as you're forming this really beautiful outer coating and transforming yourself into someone completely new, transforming your life, gathering a new identity. Okay, you're regenerating from past wounds, from past hurts, and you're leaving behind very negative, toxic, and kind of karmic situations that have been dealt with, and now they no longer serve your path, so they can be shed away just like the skin of a snake. So the affirmation that I have for you to wrap up your reading is: the universe purposely responds the instant I realign with love. Sorry, powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. I'm just gonna hold it here for you. Feel free to stop this video and just meditate on this affirmation. The universe powerfully responds the second I align with love. And I think that this is about self-love. So for a lot of you, the ones that chose the Good Tarot, my group 1, this new moon in Cancer energy is a lot about self-love. And you guys know that in order to work on your self-love, you have to develop this really strong connection to spirit. So it might be really important for you, as you're undergoing this period of vulnerability and kind of transforming yourself and making some decisions that are more aligned with self-love rather than self-hatred or self-destruction. It's really, really important in your moments of weakness, because we all have them, to just call upon spirit, your ancestors, your guiding angels, even some of your friends. Friends are also guiding spirits and are protective angels as well, just that they are in a human form. So make sure to surround yourself with as much positivity as possible and take it slow, step by step. Put one foot in front of the other as you leave behind the past, okay? And also make sure that you don't look back, okay? Just like in the myth of, the fall of the Sodom and Gomorrah, try not to look behind too quickly because you will turn to stone. So leave the melancholic introspection for another place in time, maybe later down the line when you'll feel stronger and you'll be more anchored in this new identity you're forming at the moment. Then you would be safe enough to actually go back in time and be a bit more nostalgic about the period in your life where you find yourself in this moment. But at the moment, just look forward, okay? Look forward and try as much as possible to develop this connection with spirit, because it's really, really important for you guys with this new moon in Cancer energy to work towards aligning yourself with self-love, okay? So that was the message that I have for you. I hope it served. I'm sending you so much light. Bye, group 1. Hello, group 2. I'm so happy to have you here, guys. Welcome to your new moon in Cancer reading. So I wanted to provide you in this reading with some sort of guidance or inspiration, maybe give you some clues as to the affirmations you could be using to try to manifest something new in your life in the corresponding 6 months. As you guys know, with the energies of the lunar cycle, whatever we seed during a new moon tends to take about 6 months to actually bloom. So whatever you're setting out to achieve, to create, to manifest at this new moon in Cancer, which is taking place on the 20th of July, you will reap the rewards of that beautiful energy at the corresponding full moon in Capricorn in January next year. So let's find out. What does the tarot have to say for you? This is for those of you that were drawn to the Dreaming Way Tarot. I purposely selected tarot decks from my collection that have a green hue to them because I've been meditating on the energy of this new moon in Cancer, and I feel that for a lot of us this is about heart awakening, both in our connection to Mother Earth and how we need to define better ways to protect her, but also in our connection to our own emotions and our capacity to love and nourish ourselves before we can give back to others. But let's find out what messages pop up for you today. I also pre-selected here some cards for you. So I have some oracle messages for you, okay? So let's find out. Excited. Okay. For group 2, what are the energies of this moon? Okay, so a lot of cards, but only one popped up. Face forward. Interesting. And I want to make sure that I have selected the correct group for the oracle decks for you. Sometimes when you're doing more than one pile and you're not keeping such a great order, they tend to get messed up. But yes, okay, I selected your correct group. Okay, so let me show you your tarot cards first. You have the 4 of Pentacles. Holding on, not wanting to let go. The High Priestess, the King of Cups, and the Hanged Man. So you have some very strong, destined energies in the realm of introspection, self-analysis. I think a lot of you are finding out who it is you really are, but you must do it in isolation. So that might not be very appealing or very happy for a lot of you, because I do feel that the group that chose the Dreaming Way Tarot is quite sociable. You guys are almost like, you know, how we tend to define cat and dog personalities. You guys tend to be more of a dog personality, even though you might enjoy cats, but in your core, you're a person that wants to please others. You want to respond, you want to help, you're constantly alert to your environments. And you have a very big, generous heart, and you want to give love. You generate love quite easily, but you give it to others rather than to yourself. And I feel like at the moment, some of you could be in a karmic bind. I wanted to say bound. You're in a karmic bound at the moment. So it's kind of like Saturn. Some of you could be having your Saturn return or a very strong transit of Saturn on your first house. So right on the ascendant or in your first house. I'm kind of seeing the chart as well for some of you. This is so weird. And some of you could be having a Saturn transit to your North Node. And some of you could be North Nodes in Capricorn. So I feel that you are being sent to the drawing board. You are being put into the corner. Not with a dunce hat, you haven't done anything wrong, you are just being halted. It's like almost as if the universe or your ancestors or your guides, your angels around you have made a circle around you and they're saying no one shall pass, because you need to do a lot of work on pulling back all that love that you give to others towards yourself. You need to find out who it is you really are. What are your goals? What is your relationship with your body? How are you feeding yourself? How is sexual energy flowing through your body? Does it come in spurts, or is it like a continuous stream of sensuality? What is your relationship with technology? Do you tend to abuse it, or do you tend to use it to better your life? What is your relationship with the people around you, with your mother, your father, your lover, your brother or sister, if you have any siblings? How do you give and take? Money, resources, love, energy. All of these things are aspects of yourself that you need to reflect on in this period. I feel like a lot of you have had a lot of really interesting life experiences. Some of you suffered a lot of heartbreak and betrayal. But at the moment, and yeah, some of you have been through a lot of life experiences, but almost like you couldn't catch a breath. You didn't have a period of time where you could just say, okay, now I'm taking 6 months off to travel and write and read and not worry about making money or my parents or my lover or my child, if you have some So I feel like the universe at the moment is eliminating these social distractions, giving you that necessary holiday away from your responsibilities. So you might find that in the corresponding 6 months from now, the moment you see this reading, you will kind of be blocked in your attempts to socialize, to take on more responsibilities, to overwork yourself. Maybe you will have some issues with the use of your internet, so you won't spend so much time on social media. Maybe some issues gonna pop up that will require you to spend more time resting. Maybe at work, due to the pandemic, your employer might say, work more from home. Be at home, sleep more, rest more, relax more. Obviously, I'm not saying that if you are working from home, you're relaxing automatically, but there is that sense of not having to go out and engage in public transportation and watch out for cars and, the whole stress of commuting. This has just been relieved from you, okay? So you can actually put this energy into maybe adding some 15 minutes of sleep to your morning routine, if that is possible, okay? So this is really, really important for you at the moment, to pull back your energy into yourself, to mend your broken heart, to heal, to reflect on your memories. I feel like a lot of you are cleaning your computers and you're going over past photographs or kind of going over archives that you've made, clips that you've created. Some of you have been through breakups, so now you're looking at those clips and deleting them, but kind of having one last look over them, kind of, nostalgically thinking of what might have been with that person. You are all asked to halt and focus on everything you have learned from relationships so far, so that you will know a bit better and more decisive how you want to proceed forward. A lot of you are finding this process very difficult, I have to say, because I see here 4 of Pentacles. So this energy is retentive. This is about possession, wanting to hold on to all of your material resources. I feel that a lot of you are actually being halted at the moment so that you can change your perspective. The Hanged Man is basically tying a noose on a tree and hanging himself in this weird position so that a new way of understanding the world could enter his mind. He is trying to bless himself with a new understanding of life. And I feel that this is what's happening to you, because I think a lot of your issues came from the fact that you might be quite a jealous and possessive person, not only with sexual jealousy or romantic jealousy, but with your money as well. I feel like you don't want to give, and it's almost like life has pushed you in a situation at the moment where you have to give, because the flow of give and take needs to be somehow balanced in order for fresh energy to come in your area of work and finances. A lot of you as well could be water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So this new moon energy is directly affecting your sun sign. So your goals, your identity, what you want to achieve consciously in this world. So in the next 6 months, you will know better how to manage this flow of giving from your resources in order to bring more resources to you, right? In order to make money, you have to spend money, right? That's the old cliche. But I feel like you're going to get a really deep handle over this, what this saying basically means in pragmatic terms in your own life. And this is not only about money. It's not only about maybe, working on your business and trying to see how can I make my business grow by maybe investing in some better equipment, maybe taking a class here and there, maybe paying a mentor to mentor me so I can grow my business. This is a lot about personal relationships as well. How can I get more love and more satisfaction and more pleasure from my partner if I please them more, if I give of myself more, if I talk to them more about their needs and I genuinely listen to them? So King of Cups, this is a person that has a lot of deep feelings, but the King of Cups is not very expressive with their feelings. He feels his way through life, okay? So this could be either your energy, your animus energy. If you're a woman watching this, this is the animus energy that you're about to embark on and to embody in the next 6 months. You're going to be very quietly confident in your feelings. You're going to know intuitively whom to approach, what kind of strategy to take in your personal relationships, and how to be a nurturing leader at work and in your romantic relationship, but also for a lot of you in your families, the ones where you originate from or the ones that you've created. Okay, so this is a lot about moving from tight grip on your possessions. You're going to release the flow. Okay, you're gonna go with the flow and you're gonna become a nurturing leader. So that's what I see for you. Let me show you your oracle cards now, and let's see what further messages you have. Look at this. You and your loved ones are safe. And we do have here the new moon in Cancers. For a second I thought this was the full moon, but no, you actually have the new moon in Cancer. So I think this is the pile with the strongest new moon in Cancer energy. A lot of you could be moons in Cancers or suns in Cancers. I did see this energy here as well. And you have the High Priestess, right? The High Priestess is this really, really gorgeous Cancerian energy, and Hanged Man represents Pisces. So a lot of water signs will choose this pile, or a lot of people that have strong water sign placements in their chart. It's really, really important to let go of any fears, yeah? Let go of the possession, of the jealousy, because you and your loved ones are safe. And get into this mentality of affirming to yourself every day, me and my loved ones are safe. We're gonna make it through this. We're gonna survive. It's all gonna work out exactly as it should be for everyone's highest good. Let me show you the affirmation that you got as well. So it says here, when I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. Let's say this again. When I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. Faith, having faith. It's something quite easy to think that we do, but it's much harder to actually do in real life, to pragmatically undertake, having faith. So I do think that with this card, a lot of you will experience some blocks to your faith. Your capacity to put faith into the world might be a little bit blocked in the next 6 months. So you're going to have to work a little bit extra hard on this energy, but have faith, okay? Paradoxically, as you're working on your faith, you need to have faith that things will work out for the best. And if you feel like you're not deeply connected to your soul as you used to be, don't worry. This is just a test. This is just an obstacle. It will make you stronger. And by the end of these 6 months, you will feel like your connection to spirit and to your heart has been doubled in its power. And we have here as well, round and round. And I think that this speaks about the cyclical nature of life, of work. What am I trying to say here? What is this card letting me know? I feel that these two numbers, 2 plus 5, add up to 7. And this is a lot about the cyclical nature of your spiritual development. It's really, really important to understand that you might go through periods where you might have mastered some spiritual lessons, but then you're gonna send back to the drawing board. Just as I said at the beginning, I do have this image of you spending a lot of time reading, thinking, analyzing, writing. Some of you could even try to find out different modalities of engaging with spirit, maybe through painting, maybe through collaging, maybe through giving to other people, random acts of kindness, putting your faith into the world, but renouncing your desires. So letting go of your goals for the time being. Some of you could be having a very strong South Node in Sagittarius transit at the moment, so a conjunction or an opposition. So it's really, really important right now to understand that energy is cyclical. Whatever you give will come back. And nothing that you've created is wasted, even though it might take longer for genuine results to appear in your life. There could be a period of 6 months or a year where some things are going to move a little bit slowly. You know, they might actually not pan out immediately the way that you want them to, but this is only for your highest good, because you do need at the moment to focus all of your energy on yourself, on figuring out who it is you really are and what are your deep core values. Once you mastered this lesson, you will see that everything will start flowing in your life much better than it did before, okay? It's kind of like you were going forward and now the universe is urging you to go backwards, to go within, actually. And once you're going within, you can emerge with new and improved knowledge of what it is you want to manifest in this reality. And I am so flabbergasted by how the light has changed in your readings, like at least 5 or 6 times. So this is the message that I had for you, group 2. I hope it serves. I hope it helps. I hope to see you in my next one. Hello, group 3. How are you guys? I'm really happy to have you here. I'm getting such a peaceful vibe from you. I actually stopped in between filming group 2 and group 3, your group, and I drank some aloe vera juice. I feel like for a lot of you, either you've been working a lot on your healing, or there's massive amounts of healing coming your way. So this is for those of you that were drawn to the Ceccoli tarot. I purposely selected groups, tarot decks that are green, in order to kind of tune into this beautiful heart chakra energy. The heart chakra is normally colored in green, and I did have a feeling when I was meditating and preparing to create this reading for you guys, that collectively there is a massive heart opening at the level of each individual in our own lives, but also I feel that there is, in the way in which we connect with nature, there is this heart chakra awakening. So our links to Mother Earth are being solidified on some level. So I don't know if this resonates with you or speaks to some of you, but I felt like it was my duty to kind of communicate this to you. Now I'm going to try to find out what the next 6 months kind of hold for you, because as you guys know, new moons are powerful for setting intentions, for creating a list of affirmations that, if repeated daily or weekly, they can generally help us manifest new things into our surrounding environment. And the lunar cycle works in such a way that whatever we planned at a new moon, for example with this new moon in Cancer energy on the 20th of July, whatever we plant now is going to take about 6 months to grow, and you will reap the rewards of your beautiful intentions materially, pragmatically, at the corresponding full moon in Capricorn, which I think it's taking place in January next year. So let's find out what this energy brings at the moment, so you know what you're going to seed. I'm going to pull from the tarot card, and then we have here from the tarot deck, not card, and then we also have here oracle cards as well for you. I'll read these at the end. So let's see. You got the Queen of Wands. You have the 10 of Wands. So cute. And you've got the 4 of Pentacles. Castle in the Sky. I don't know, maybe some of you should watch La Puta, Castle in the Sky from the Ghibli studio. Just saying. Okay, so what is happening at the moment with this energy? I do feel that for a lot of you, there is some sort of divine feminine awakening happening. Maybe some of you have been looking into Shakti, or you know, Kundalini rising or Kundalini awakening. I feel like some of you have been working with your breath. You've been really working on your body. You've been meditating quite intensely, and you've been working with fire spells. You've been lighting candles. There is some sort of devotional aspect regarding your energy. A lot of you are going to be witches that are choosing this pile. A lot of you might have your own divination channel, or you know, you might have a very strong witchy, herbal, medicine woman kind of Instagram profile, or you might have your own YouTube channel. Air is bubbling up. So you are really into understanding how to work with energy and how to provide other people with energetic upgrades, or to get them to pull back their energy into themselves. The Queen of Wands is an energy worker. So I do feel that here you are kind of unleashing this really primal root chakra, almost like energy into the ether. I see this dragon emerging from her dress. So this is very strongly related to coming into your power, your shaman power, right? Your witchy power. Some of you have been connecting with ancestors as well, or are about to enter in this period, okay? So I am speaking here for a group of you that is already in this process. So I'm just bringing up to the surface some things, or confirming some of the things you've been already feeling about your process. Others are just about to embark on this process, so hopefully I'm helping you set some intentions for the next 6 months. So I feel that here as well, a lot of you are taking back your power in a relationship with a man in your life, a father, a teacher, a doctor I'm getting, a lawyer, an ex-partner. So if not your father, it could be the father of your child. There is somebody here that, you know, I feel like you're standing up in front of authority, in front of traditional male authority. Some of you could have a very strong Lilith opposite Pluto or Saturn in Capricorn at the moment. So you could have a Lilith in Cancer. I have that as well. So you're very strongly connected to protecting nature, and you stand up against injustices that are kind of channeled at indigenous groups that are living very closely in tune with nature, and especially women and children and older women as well. So there is this kind of like fighter energy within you guys. I am getting very strong root chakra activation with you. So it's like a lot of you are living from this Muladhara center outwards. We do have here the 10 of Wands. I do feel that for some of you, this has been an ongoing battle, that you kind of feel that something has got to give. Either we progress forward or I'm giving up. So for a lot of you, during this period with the new moon in Cancer, you are either reaching a resolution, or a lot of you are going to embark on this process of becoming and embodying more this Queen of Wands energy. And in 6 months' time, you will reach a resolution. You will actually maybe win a court in case. Maybe win a case in court. Maybe win a case in court. Maybe you're going to finally lead your group. So I feel like for some of you, you're gathering your group, and you might take to the streets to protest, or you might manage to protect an environmental habitat. Or you might have, for example, you could be a teacher, and you will be able to lead your students to a very happy conclusion regarding their studies, whichever area of life you've decided to specialize yourself in. For some of you, I feel that you're creative writers and thinkers, and you will reach kind of like the final draft of your book, or maybe you will put the final paint touches on your masterpiece or on your sculpture, whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you're creating a tarot and oracle deck, maybe you're working with puppets, maybe you're creating a theater display or a concert. A lot of you are actually going to put the finishing touches on whatever project you're embarking upon in this period with the new moon in Cancer energy. I see here with the 4 of Pentacles, this appeared in group 2, so maybe you want to have a look at that as well. This is a lot about being queen of your castle, floating up above, kind of being a little bit higher up than the rest of the people around you. So some of you will experience, the downside of this energy is that you will experience a feeling of being slightly alienated from other people in your environment. You might feel that maybe because of all this deep spiritual work, you've reached a level of awareness where not everybody in your environment is able to match up to that. So you might be experiencing a feeling of isolation. This could be also due to the general pandemic situation and the bans on traveling and, you know, on working in social spaces. But I feel that this is more internally for a lot of you. You might feel a bit like you will be carrying some burdens, and that burden primarily would be your own isolation. When you're doing creative work, you do need a lot of rest and quiet and extreme focus on your task. So most of the times, it's good not to see other people. It's good not to have sex with other people, because you want to conserve that creative energy and put it all in the project. It's not the most sociable, and it's not the most, free-flowing and easygoing energy, But at the end of it, you could create something that could be highly influential and healing for a vast majority of people out there. It could change the way they think, it could change the way they feel, it could inspire them to create their own masterpieces, you know, with the pay it forward kind of energetic imprint. So I do feel that this will be worth it. What are 6 months in your own lifetime? People nowadays can end up living up until they're 90 or 100, okay? So imagine in a 90-year lifetime span, what are 6 months, right? And especially those 6 months are gonna fly by quite quickly if you have a daily routine and you stick to accomplishing your goal. Every day, getting up in the morning, getting into your routine of writing, of creating music, of maybe painting, and working bit by bit on that piece of work that you need to complete, on the project that you need to finalize. And then in the end, at the corresponding full moon in Capricorn, about, you know, in January, at the end of December, you'll look back and think, it is done. I can rest now and I can release it into the world. It has a life of its own. So I do see that this is what's coming up for you guys with this new moon in Cancer energy, a new project, a new idea. You're stepping into your shamanistic witchy powers, and you're contributing to society in a way that is larger than yourself. Yes, you might be feeling lonely, but again, keep in mind, this has an expiration date. This is just one period in your entire lifespan. And I do feel that for a lot of you, you could have a North Node in Aries, for example. You are going to attract your soul family through your creation. So it's really, really foundational and extremely important to take this time away from society. Yes, you have to undergo this isolation. Yes, you might be deprived of the normal contact and joy and affection that you might be getting from your group of friends or family. But if you concentrate and if you release and finish this work, if you finish and then release it into the world, then I feel that you will attract the right people that you need to have in your life. You might attract a partner, you will definitely attract your soul family. And this is going to be not only for the greater good, but also for your own life improvement. So your personal circumstances are going to improve, and you might go one level up in the direction of your North Node, so your life's path in this reality. And let's see right now what oracle cards you got. No place like home. I am getting with this card though that again, you're floating up in a castle. A lot of you are going to lock yourself away, almost like in the ivory tower in which Rapunzel was living. So I do feel like a lot of you are going to, you know, as I said, kind of isolate yourself. You've created your own artistic sanctuary and you're going to retreat there to complete your work. You might invite from time to time a friend or a lover or a family member, but it's going to be short-lived and only to exchange some hi, hellos, bye-byes, you know. It's not going to be for long because you do need this utmost concentration to create your masterpiece. Wow, you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. So I think for a lot of you, this is the energy of understanding that even in the absence of the tender loving care of your friends and family and other people in your society, you still are good enough. For a lot of you, this is going to be a self-worth test. Working on a project without expecting the rewards, being socially isolated, having to have this daily routine that, you know, gives you the positive energy to keep chiseling away, to keep working, to keep putting brick by brick in your creation, in your project, requires a lot of self-love and a lot of dedication and commitment, not only to the project itself, but to how you express your identity through that project. So working on such a project, it's a lot about getting to know who it is you really are. This is what the universe wants you to do at the moment. Spirit is guiding you to, come on, go into your artistic sanctuary, work on this project, because you're not only going to attract your soul family once you complete it and you release it into the world, but you will have transformed, you will have found out many different things about yourself in the process of creating this work of art. And the final affirmation that I have for you, the energy is so beautiful with you guys. I don't know, it was a bit tricky with group 2, But for you, I'm getting like very strong fire energy, very focused and committed. So yeah, exactly. My super attractive power comes from how I feel, my faith and love, and the joy I put out. So I do think that for a lot of you, this joy that you put out will come at the end of these 6 months. At the moment, you're just like planting the first seed, starting to write your first chapter on your book, you know, opening a white blank canvas and starting to create your painting, maybe getting your music sheet score and then starting to actually write the symphony, or for some of you could be even building your own home, or even relocating from a place to another to begin your course of study. Okay, so that's also a creative endeavor. And it's really, really important to keep in mind that you have this inner reservoir of love, that you can generate love even in the absence of other people's external prompts. You're a powerful manifester, and this is what the new moon in Cancer energy is bringing you, this awareness and this acknowledgement of the fact that you can literally bring into being whatever you set your mind to, whatever you put your heart into. I feel guided to stop here. This was the message that I had for you, Group 3. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it served. Bye. Hey, Group 4. How are you guys? God, I'm feeling such a sweet but kind of heavy energy from your group. So this is for those of you that were drawn to the Muse Tarot. If you skipped over the introduction, this is going to be your new moon in Cancer energy reading. I'm going to try to understand where are you in our process at the moment, and potentially what are some things that could inspire you to create new affirmations and to set new intentions for the next 6 months down the line until the corresponding full moon in Capricorn that is taking place, I think, in January of 2021. So I did get a feeling that while I was meditating, preparing for this reading, there is this heart chakra awakening for a lot of us individually, but also on a collective level. And I also think that our links to Mother Earth are being repaired somehow. This is why I have purposely selected decks that have a very green kind of coloring. It was giving me a feeling that I need to pour a lot of heart chakra energy into this reading. So we'll see how this goes. Saturn is currently transiting through my 3rd, so I'm feeling a little bit self-conscious when I'm speaking, but I do want to pour a lot of my heart energy into providing you with as much light as possible regarding what you need to take from this video to create and manifest a better life for yourself in the coming 6 months. So let's see what energy you start off with. I'll pull some cards from this tarot deck, but I also pre-shuffled some oracle messages for you. And remarkably, you are the only group that got 2 moon cards. So let's find out. What is this new moon in Cancer energy holding for you? Oof, I feel like a lot of you need to take a lot of deep breaths in. Yeah, sweet and heavy. This is the energy that I'm getting with you. So some of you could be going through insomnia as well. Yeah. Oof. Similar to pile number 1, I feel like you need to make a decision to walk away from a situation that's been causing you difficulty. Oh God. Oof. I feel like for a lot of you, this is a love situation. Yeah, okay, let's see. Dear Archangel Michael, what is this about? Yeah, and as I said, this Muse of Emotions popped up. One more card. I feel like I need one more confirmation. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lovers pops up, but we'll see. See, even the cards are resistant. Too many. Wow, you guys have a lot of repressed emotions. I feel like this is the pile for those people, those of you out there that are in a connection with someone and you're not happy with this person because you are in love with someone else, or you are looking to find something else, something that emotionally nourishes you. Some of you might not have met your soulmate or your true partner, but you are in a relationship just because you're feeling like this is what you should do, like you don't want to be alone, especially during this very difficult year. One more card, please, Spirit. One more card. Yeah. My loves, I'm going to blast you with light. You do need the most light out of all of the groups that I had here today. You know, the last card you got is the Five of Inspiration. This is the Five of Wands. Conflict. But hear me out. This is conflict that is meant to propel you forward towards your true soulmate, towards your true love. So, let me show you the cards. You got the Muse of Materials. This card just lets me know that in spite of the fact that this is a very pragmatic muse, this is basically the Page of Pentacles. This is a very strong indication to me that with all the roses and the pinkness and the person walking forward under this bridge of hands, you need to make a decision regarding love. You need to make a choice. Enough is enough. You've been stalling this decision for a very, very long time. And it's almost as if Spirit is going to put you into a corner and it's going to be like, what are you going to choose? Are you going to stay in the situation that's been making you unhappy? We can arrange that for you. Or are you going to let go of this person and move towards the person that indeed you love? And this is going to require you to be open and honest to what your heart truly feels, because I feel a lot of you have been repressing that. You've been repressing not only the love that you feel for a particular person, you've been repressing the anger that you feel towards the person you are currently with, or towards these life circumstances that have been kind of shackling you. They've been like holding you back, you know, from manifesting a life that is more prosperous, that is flowing more easily, a life into which you wake up every day, and instead of thinking that it's a struggle, you know, you want the life that is basically just like the Muse of Emotions, an open invitation. You also got here the Six of Voices. So this is the card that lets me know, much like pile number one or group number one, you guys need to make a decision. Do you see this person? See this person standing on this hand, kind of ready to jump into the abyss? A lot of you are afraid of jumping into that abyss, but what if you just land in open, clear, calm waters rather than on these icicles? What if you just take a bold leap of faith into the unknown, you jump, you throw yourself into it, and you find out you're landed in a feather bed? So I think for a lot of you, you know, you won't know until you go. You have to take this leap of faith forward to open your heart and allow all the emotions to come out. Maybe you might be overwhelmed at the idea of allowing emotions to come out, because maybe you're this kind of person that doesn't really feel very comfortable with their feelings. You could have a moon in Scorpio that is very retentive and is afraid of being seen as vulnerable. You want to have emotional power over other people. Or you could have a moon conjunct Saturn, moon opposite Saturn, moon square Saturn. This is a lot about being uncomfortable with feelings, because Saturn freezes and traps whatever it touches. So take it from a natal moon conjunct Saturn conjunct Uranus. Feelings are difficult to come to terms with, they're difficult to acknowledge, and they're difficult to live out. But when you do, that's when your life becomes like a fountain of riches and resources, and you are able to manifest things beyond your means, because when you are in tune with your emotions, as difficult as that may be, you also connect with God, with Spirit. Okay, so it's really, really important for you. If you want to spiritualize your life more, you have to give in to your feelings. You have to acknowledge them. You have to feel them. You have to be brave to summon up all that emotional maturity to tackle them one by one. You're feeling anger because you are at the moment in some circumstances that are just unfair, unjust. They're stifling you. So then, once you feel the anger, you know that you can take a step forward to remove that which is making you angry. Make a decision to split from your current partner if you have a lot of built-up resentments or a lot of anger that has killed the love. Make a decision to remove yourself from a certain community or a place of living where you are just engaged in arguments and struggles all the time. You have choices. You don't have to think that life is predetermined and predestined. You have choices, and if you work together with spirit, you can co-create your reality, okay? You don't have to understand that life is just a given and that's it. But I think a lot of you that are watching these videos already are quite aware of the fact that we can manifest our own reality. This is just an indication from me and from spirit, and I am scratching the top of my head, which I think your crown chakra really needs to be activated, okay? So do something as simple as just massaging your head or washing your hair and just activate that crown chakra. It's really important as well. Some of you could have vortexes of energy opening up on top of your head. The intentions and the affirmations that you are putting into that vortex of energy at the moment are actually going to be the ones that will manifest in your immediate reality quite soon. So be very careful what you're thinking. It's better to just give up on a relationship that brings you a lot of conflict, toxic anger, sadness, pessimism. It's better to give this up than to continue to stay into it and to keep manifesting negativity around you, okay? So I hope this makes sense for a lot of you out there, okay? If you've been weirded out by the idea of a vortex of energy, then try to discard that. It's just the idea that your mind can create a lot of things, okay? So it's really, really important to vibrate on a frequency that is not putting more obstacles in your path. You want to remove those obstacles. I do feel that you've been through the ringer here, right? But look, the cyclical nature of things. If you want to break out of the circle, shift your awareness, shift the way you think and feel. Shift the way you think and feel, and watch as the circumstances around you change as well. I do think that it's really important as well as you tune into your feelings and you allow the anger to come out. You deal with it in a very mature way. I wanted to say up and out at the same time. What is happening? This energy, it's kind of like maybe there's a little bit of impulsivity going on with you guys. Like you might want to do a lot of things very quickly, but then you might fall back into a pattern of, well, what's the point? It's really important to try to get the flow of energy moving in a different direction, guys, okay? So try to take committed action forward. So if you are feeling very impulsive, act on that and don't back down. Don't go back into what's the point. Just stick to it and see it through, okay? This is basically what the jump into the unknown I was talking about. This is what it refers to, okay? So feel that fear, feel that impulse and do it anyway. A lot of you have speech impediments. A lot of you are finding it very, very difficult to communicate, to put into words what it is you exactly want, the choices you need to make. It's very stifling for a lot of you guys. I could feel like my throat was drying up as well. So try to practice by writing down things before you actually say them. Maybe practice saying them in a mirror. Maybe find a way where you can actually say some uncomfortable truths in a mediated way. If you find it very difficult to have face-to-face conversations, try to have a measured, reasonable conversation about the things that anger you with a particular person in a text message. I know that's not the ideal, but it can help you kind of not act impulsively, but kind of think through what you have to say before you click send on that text message. But I think a lot of you are also gonna, as you're opening your hearts, and I think this new moon in Cancer energy is gonna help you open up your hearts. As you're opening your hearts, you're also gonna find out that there's a lot of love in your heart for a special someone. This is a person that you might have, well, for a lot of you, this is a person that you kind of discarded, or you thought, nah, nothing is gonna come out of this. Or you thought that they were not a worthy partner for you. But I think for others of you, this is a person that you've yet to meet. Oh my God, there are a lot of you, different relational situations. But what I am seeing here very clearly, I'm not going to go into all of these different strands, but what I'm seeing here clearly is that as you are getting more in tune with your emotions and you're acknowledging both your negative and your positive emotions, you're going to be able to handle your anger better, but also acknowledge the fact that you have buried love feelings for someone significant in your life. I cannot tell you who this person is, But I think you already know deep down inside who is this person that is constantly on your mind. That is the person that you love, and that is the person that you need to communicate with. And I think this new moon in Cancer is going to be a massive heart opening for you guys. I hope that what I said earlier made sense. It was a little bit out there and a little bit over the place. I'm really I'm sorry about that. I hope it makes sense, and I'm not sure what's happening here, but I think like almost like you want to apologize to someone, you want to make amends to someone. Like I feel that there's this energy of I'm sorry, and I'm not sure if this is what you are expecting the person that you love to say to you, or this is what you are preparing to say to the person that you love, that you are sorry for whatever it was that happened between the two of you. I feel that an altercation, a conflict happened, 5 of Wands, right? But this conflict was good because it's bringing you back to what it is you really want, who it is you really are. So the 5 of Inspiration is also about standing in your center and not giving up on your opinion, on who it is you really are, you know, not compromising your value and your needs and desires. And I think you did this, and your partner might see you as a very powerful opponent at the moment. They could be slightly intimidated, but it's really important to get back into your heart and to build from the foundation of your heart. Whatever you build on the foundation of your heart will be long lasting. Whatever you build just on the foundation of your mind can easily be taken down just by a counter argument, just by somebody coming in and debating against you. Whatever you create at the level of ideas and words without backing that up with actions and material resources will never hold ground. Whatever you start building pragmatically with effort and patience, by pouring in a lot of emotion and good intentions, believing that this is going to hold, believing that this is going to flourish, that's when you see beautiful things growing, your orchard growing. Let's see what affirmations you got. Okay, so you got this one. It says here, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. Aligning yourself. You're out of alignment because you're not tuning into your emotions. You think that you can handle everything in your life if you just think a lot about it. But thinking needs to be backed up by feeling as well. And maybe you are in toxic situations at the moment that piss you off because you think that you should be with a certain person because this looks great on paper, but your heart wants to be with someone else. So what are you waiting for? Go towards that person that your heart is calling out for. Yeah, easier said than done, right, guys? Yeah, you have why here. Why? You see that this is an ancestor that is opening up a book. I feel that in your case, you need to let go of the books. You need to let go of the theorizing. You need to get out there into the world, make a lot of bold risks with confidence, choose with your heart. Do you want this? Does that feel good? Does that, make you feel happy? Then go for that. Follow your happiness. Don't follow what you think you should be doing. Because I think a lot of you are trapping yourself in circumstances where you're just holding a fist up to the sky going like, why is this happening to me again? Well, it's because you've been in your mind too much. And you've been alienating the right people for you, for your spiritual development, by pushing them away, by thinking that, no, I don't need you. No, you're not good for me. So there's a conflict here between your mind and your heart. Your heart is saying, yes, I want to go and play with that person. I want to go and do this project. I want to work in this situation. Then your mind is like, but no, you should be doing this. But you're going to end up like, upsetting X, Y, and Z if you actually follow your heart. So you should be going back to your duty and your responsibility. I feel like this is a very South Node in Libra, North Node in Aries, or South Node in Cancer, North Node in Capricorn kind of, battle of the mind versus the heart and the impulses, and tradition versus your own emotions. New Moon in Cancer energy is here to help you let go of that burden. You need to shrug it off. You need to let go of tradition, because in some circumstances, tradition has become toxic in your situation. And we have here as well, your dreams need a practical plan. So as you're taking this leap onto the unknown, as I said earlier, you feel the fire within, you act on that, and then together with a partner, together with a business collaborator, you're implementing that dream. You're implementing whatever it is that you want to see grow in the next 6 months. From that initial fiery impulse, backed up with the logic of your mind, but not the other way around. I hope that makes sense, right? So first you feel it, and then you make a plan for how to achieve it and how to ground it, rather than thinking about all the many options and all the many people, and then keeping your emotions too much in a tight grip. I hope that makes sense. Hold your vision. Yeah, definitely. So allow your emotions to guide you towards what it is you want. And then as you find out, you identify what it is you want, whether it is a lover, a new career path, relocating to another country, whatever it is, or a new project maybe, then hold your vision and see it through to the end, complete it. Only in this way can you actually come into this beautiful spiritual alignment. That was the message that I had for you, pile number 4. Yours was the one with the most cards, and it was the longest. I hope it served. I do think that this is meant for someone out there, even if it's just one of you or 2 of you. I feel like I've already done my job. I hope this served and inspired you, and I'll see you in my next one.